Welcome back to the GNS Golf Podcast. As you can see, we've got our guest Regan in the building.
Cheers.
How you doing?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Yourself?
Not too bad. Now, this is a redo podcast because the mics were shit last time, basically, and we couldn't hear anything. And we tried our absolute best to get it going. So apologies to you, Regan, because it was a good podcast before. So we'll have to go at it again and. Hopefully
this time this time.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, so you joined up here, didn't you, and spoke to us about like sponsoring because you're going for your PGA Tour card and everything, aren't you? And you reached out to us about like a bit of sponsorship and stuff like that, and that's how we got introduced and that, wasn't it? Yeah. But I mean, how's your season been going so far?
It's been a tough one this year. Injuries have sort of overtook this season. I've been struggling with a back issue for most of my season, so I was like playing a lot in the start of March. I felt really good, and then I've got basically what I've got is I've got 2 prolapse discs in my lower back.
Right.
So I went for like an MRI scan, had a scan to see what was going on because I was like, right, something isn't right. I was playing every day, sometimes playing 27 to 36 holes a day, and I was like, something isn't right in my back. So I went to get my MRI sorted, and in my lower back, right at the lower near my sciatica nerve, I had 2 prolapse discs where they're just marginally out, and so that caused a lot of nerve pain. So it's been a tough one.
Yeah.
Because really, I can only play for I'll play for like one day, and then I'm written off for 2, and it's really tough. And if I don't have a buggy, if I'm on my feet for more than 1 or 2 hours, it's just adding stress, and it's been tough to deal with. So this season's been somewhat a bit of a write-off.
Right.
But
how was you doing up until this point?
No, I went into the season, I was playing really well.
Yeah.
I was scoring really well, felt in a really good place, and was actually really excited for what was going to come for the season, and unfortunately it just got derailed.
But we were just saying outside, basically he is like our Tiger Woods, so he can play golf in a buggy. That's the only difference that we could think of.
That's it.
Between Regan and Tiger.
It's the only thing.
And other thing.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
Yeah, the same as him.
Yeah.
Everything's
the same.
Even with the Slazenger brand.
Just the buggy.
Just the buggy.
Yeah. That's the only thing that separates us. Which is a big call, but
yeah, but that's only playing up here. You can play with the buggy. If you went, you couldn't do that.
You can't play that.
So you're the same as Tiger Woods, then.
But actually, you can't play in tournaments with a buggy.
So how many tournaments did you play up to that point?
I just had 2.
2 tournaments.
Yeah, and then I had to withdraw because it's more a thing you can turn up for the day, and if it's a 2-day, 1-day event, but you want to be sharp. You need to be playing
mentally.
Day.
Which, to be fair, when we saw you before the start of the season, you were feeling it, weren't you? I felt
so sharp, and probably the best golfer I have ever been playing was at that point of time. But obviously, with tournaments comes you got a large field of people that are playing every day and practicing loads of hours every day. So mentally, it's you're already a little bit behind if you're thinking you're only playing once or twice a week because you can't play any more than that, and you want to go there and give yourself the best chance as possible. And if you're not feeling that anyway, then in my mind, I'm thinking, what's the point of?
Yeah, and you want to be match ready as well, don't you? You want to, like you say, everyone else is playing regular tournaments. You don't want to go there undercooked and actually play terrible, and then your confidence going to go even more, and it's just going to be it's just a spiral, isn't it?
So my plan is this year, I'm going to be having my treatment in November.
Right.
So hopefully, I'm going to try and stay away from. There was a couple of options. It was either these injections, steroid injections, or an operation, and trying to stay as far away from operation just because of my age, and but hopefully that's end of November,
right? Okay.
And then hopefully we'll have
you're back for the new season then.
For the new season, so be ready to get back straight into it end of Jan,
right?
And then just to get ready and get back into the season.
Cool.
So that's sort of where I've been at the minute, but so it's been a bit frustrating.
I can imagine,
obviously. But that's part of sport, isn't it? It's part of the game. It happens in all sports. There's injuries. You have to somewhat get lucky.
To not.
You've had a break before? Anything?
Break from golf.
Yeah,
An injury.
yeah.
No, literally stayed away from most injuries. Broke my finger once, but I don't really think that counts. It wasn't like put me out of like anything. So
might do you good though, like refresh. Like now you can write the season off. It's just done, isn't it? And then
that's
come back stronger next year.
And it's like, so really this year I've just had to like, I've been doing a lot of coaching. That's it.
Yeah.
And then but hopefully for next year come back and just be.
So what's the recovery time on it?
So you get your injection done, and it's you have like a 2-week period where you can't do anything, and then it kicks in, and hopefully it means you just have no pain, and it's sort of like it's like a bit of a nerve blocker. So
be a void freak, just going out there and killing it every time.
I think massive arms comes with it as well.
So you've gone from Tiger Woods to Bryson DeChambeau.
Well, yeah, I'm really going for everyone, really.
Yeah.
But no, hopefully just be ready for next year, and then we'll see where we go.
Yeah. Good. Well, I mean, let's go into it a bit more, like how you got into everything. So how did you like get into like golf and that?
Yeah, so I've been playing like most. So I started when I was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was before you.
So
I was like 15 years after both of you.
You started when you met me.
Wish I never met you.
Feelings mutual.
Carry on, Regan.
Yeah.
That's why you sat in the middle. Separate us.
Put the void freak in between us.
Once he's had that, he'd be more angry.
Oh dear.
But no, so started when I was 7 years old. It was like a combination of like my grandparents, my whole family is sort of like golfers. Like my dad's a good golfer. All my grandparents have played, so it was sort of like my grandma actually got my first block of lessons, and I went from there, and then I was playing. But I also played other sports. It was like I was always playing football. Played football to a pretty decent level, and then sort of got to the end of my school years, and I had to say like make a decision between what I was doing, and I just said I was going to go for golf. But my dad always had me going to like the driving range.
You're always doing it around other sports anyway.
It was something that I was always doing. It was more of a summer thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really play in the winter religiously, but when it got around to summer, my dad was like, "Yeah, now it's time to football season's done. You're into playing golf." So, played.
Where was you playing golf at that point?
So when I was a member as a junior, I played at Biglow Manor.
Yeah.
And the new it's now called
Kano.
And then also played at Aylesbury Vale in sort of just past Leighton Buzzard.
Yeah, it's nice.
You've
really
played
nice
there, haven't you?
Yeah, I used to love it over there.
Yeah, really, really nice track.
Yeah, it's not good when it's wet, but like any course around here is not good when it's wet. But yeah, it's stunning.
Gorgeous course, and because that's my grandma and granddad's home club.
Okay.
So that's where I got my first set of lessons, and that was sort of where I learnt to play golf, and then just played every summer, and I was always even when I started playing golf, I was playing pretty decent. Like I was always, even as like a young lad, like 12, I was still a good golfer with a low handicap, and then it sort of got to, I think lockdown was a.
Was you playing in like junior competitions and things like that?
Yeah, so I played Biglow Manor was great for it. There was loads of stuff they put on, and there was loads of stuff you get into.
What was your first handicap? Do you remember?
My first handicap actually came back as 18.
Jesus.
And that was yeah.
Your first handicap might be 18.
But that was obviously like a little bit further down. Like that wasn't like I started at 7 years old and I was playing off 18. It was like
you kind of waited until you got it and then did it.
It wasn't like I was 7 years old playing off 18.
Yeah,
straight away picked up a club.
Yeah, that was it. And also Aylesbury Vale, my grandma had me playing there loads, and they put loads of stuff on, like loads of junior days that I'd get involved with.
You used to have a really good putting green there. I don't know if they still have in Aylesbury Vale. Right outside
really
good. It's like just like little raised step.
You don't really hear about much like junior stuff these days, do you? With clubs?
Bigger clubs probably.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is very internal. They sort of have their juniors and they do their own stuff with them, and it doesn't really get. Every club sort of has their own thing they do, so it's not really a massive thing.
Yeah.
But there was loads of stuff like I'd play in the summer, like that. Like my grandma would have me turn up to these golf days, like every
playing
single one,
Texas scrambles and stuff like that.
Loads of stuff, like just getting me involved, and it was good. But I think a real turning point for me was like lockdown. I was like, so golf was like the first sport you could play.
Yeah,
lockdown.
brilliant, wasn't it?
So it's like
should have never have been able to have stopped, really, because it's the only thing that you can be spacious.
That's
It
it.
was ridiculous.
Apart from everything. It was absolutely
I
ridiculous.
saw something earlier, and they put the little foam little things in the holes so you can pick the ball out. Do
my
you remember?
God.
That was the most ridiculous invention ever.
But then some clubs had like an actual
Yeah.
thing on
And a
the
foot one.
Take out the, yeah.
Those are the good, better ones. I think at Caddington they had foam
They had the
things
foam
in it, didn't
things.
they?
And it was higher than the hole, so
You could just fire the ball at it and it bounced off. Yeah, I got it in.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. But no, like with lockdown, I was playing like with all like loads of my mates and everyone. Like we'd be playing like 36 holes.
Brilliant.
A
The
day.
weather was stunning, wasn't it, all through the first
Yeah,
It
lockdown?
was brilliant. Like,
And it was hard on the ground, so your shots went even further.
like, it was like such a good time, and obviously like playing that often, my game like sort of just got better and better and better. And I thought, you know, that's when I got allowed to scratch. And I was thinking, oh, like this is something I'm passionate about, something I enjoy. Like, why not?
Was you having lessons at that
take
point?
this? So I did. I saw a few different coaches, but a lot of my game is self-taught.
Yeah.
I was like, I've sort of picked parts of other people's games and like watch
Like
So,
YouTube
like-
tutorials and
Yeah.
stuff like that. If you thought like
Can
something
mess
was
you up
going
though,
wrong,
can't
just
it?
to get an idea, that
it's,
sort of
it's
thing.
sort of visualization. Then like I'll try something for me because I've never really had a proper like really religious long game coach because it's always been something like the best part of my game is that I've always been able
I'll start
to
changing,
strike-
messing around with stuff.
strike a nice ball, and it's sort of like something that I want to keep quite natural to me. So it's sort of like I'll just reflect on myself. I'll do a lot of video work. I'll look at my own swing and I'll think,
Yeah.
this is what it looks like, and then compare to other swings and say, this is what I'm trying to do. And it's sort of just like trial and error until I've got something that like feels right for me.
Yeah.
Because really, what I want to get to is when you get to like playing, you don't actually think about your swing.
Yeah.
You literally just step over the ball and you
Yeah. Go
and
through your
you
process.
go for it. You just go through your process and you hit the ball. So that's, you know, I've been quite lucky that it's always been quite a natural talent of mine to be able to hit a good ball. So, but with regards to like short game,
Look at me, I'm just talented.
I just put in that I gave up after 8 holes on Saturday because I was shanking it. So there you go. After we talked about shanks in the last 2 podcasts,
You've had a bad time recently, haven't you?
gone from the best golf of my life to the worst golf in the last 3 weeks. But anyway, back to Regan. Just wanted to add that in.
I think
It's a natural ball
definitely
striker like me.
How the game can get you, though, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
so up and down.
Honestly, I was saying on the last podcast, it was like I'm playing the best I've ever played
By
since
far.
January, like easily the best by far, and then it's just all gone wrong. Last 2 weeks.
Last 2 rounds have not been great for you, have they?
No. Anyway, back to Regan.
So
So no, but like as I was saying, with my long game, it's always been a bit of a weapon of mine. Like, I've always been a good ball striker, and one of the things was like a big part of my game. The way that I had to improve was just all about short game. Was like chipping and putting, working around the greens. I was, you know, I sort of broke down my game and like, so you can say how many greens you've hit in regulation. You can say how many fairways you've been hitting, and those were all good. And my short game stats were nowhere near. And it was sort of like in lockdown, I was lucky enough to play with like a few pros, and that like watching their game was really beneficial to me because I'd spend loads of time on the range like hitting balls, and they're not even on the range. They're over practicing their chipping and their putting because that's where you're really saving all your shots.
Especially at your level when you get down to that level, isn't it?
Those are the margins, really.
Yeah. What was is there anything like things that you can tell anyone like what you use? Do you use like a system or do you use just like
did you use any
fielding?
mine
apps
was-
to like
mine
record
was-
your stuff?
So literally, I would always just record how many greens I hit and fairways.
Just you off
And
your own
then
back, or did you use like an app that
I
recorded it?
literally write it down on my scorecard
Okay.
about if I tick like green fairway, and then I'll also put how many putts I've made, whether I was 2-putting. Don't often 3-putt. If I did 3-putt,
No, me neither.
3-putt down there, just to sort of see where the opportunity was to make back more shots.
It was quite obvious that it was
And
short
it was
game.
so
Then.
clear that it was my short game. It was like,
Wow.
and
What? Because you're missing the green, or you're far away from the pin, or
it was like so. But obviously, if you hit 14 greens and you miss 4, but you're not getting up and down, you know, you're making 4 bogeys.
yeah,
So it's like that's if you can really make your short game better. If you can get those 4 up and down, you're then making back 4 shots.
what are you
without-
classing as your short game? Like round the green, or
Literally,
how far out?
Probably like round the green.
Yeah.
Like if it's, I'd say anything within 20 yards in. That was where I was needing to improve.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like watching when I was playing with. I was lucky to play with a few pros, and like the weird feeling is and the one that sort of clicked in my head why I need to improve my short game is because, you know, I'm teeing up and hitting drives like them, and I'm hitting approach shots like them, and they were missing greens and I was missing greens, and then we put our scores back at the end, and I feel like I've played alongside them the whole round, like, and don't feel too far off them, but you know their scores are 5-6 shots better than mine, and that's all because, like, you know,
They're up and down to
if
just
they're-
doing it.
I remember, like, one example, we played this par 5 and we both put ourselves, I was short the green, the other pro had put it in left in this absolute rubbish, and I was like thinking, oh, I'm in good position here, and he
Yeah.
got his wedge out and literally stuck it to like about 3 inches from like like a horrific lie, and then he made it literally a tapping birdie from like this horrible spot, and then I hit a pretty terrible chip that was like didn't make the putt, and I've walked off with a par.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's things like that, and
Yeah.
those parts of the game that if you can improve on that part of the game, it's like, to a lot of people I say now, it's like it's so easy, and there's no reason that everyone can't have a great short game,
Yeah.
because you can say with your long game, like people can't.
You
It's
can
not
do
to do
it
with power,
anywhere,
is it?
can't
It's-
you?
Yeah, it's not to do with
some-
power. It's
some
not physical
people-
attributes.
Some
It's,
people can produce more power than others.
Yeah.
Some people have more mobility than others. Whereas short game, most of it.
There's no excuse to that, really, yeah.
Literally short swings. So
And
it's-
you can literally do it anywhere. Even like putting, you can just put up and down your corridors and stuff like that, can't you?
That's it, and it's like
bit boring.
But one thing I did have to do is like I learned to love it.
Yeah.
So like I used to love hitting. One thing that I buzz off is like hitting a massive drive. But now, actually, if I hit like a really nice chip that like
Nip it.
checks and
Checks
like,
and spins back and
spins
everything.
back
Yeah.
and hits and stays to a tap in, like that really gets me like
Gives you
buzzing.
the same feeling. Yeah, yeah.
Do you do little games around that then, or would you just?
To be fair, a lot of the time it was like I do like chipping battles, and like, you know, literally just you'd find another person and you'd have like, you know, you'd hit 2 balls, closest to get
Yeah.
2 points,
Yeah.
or you go like that, just so that it gives a pressure and like a, because if you're doing it on your own,
Yeah.
it's very easy to just
Get
keep
another
knocking
ball,
balls,
yeah.
and you're not worried about it. Whereas if you put like a competitive side to it, at least you feel a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
You're actually thinking about it every time. But that's what I'd say to most golfers now, is that like that's where you
Like
know,
that, around that 20 yards in.
yeah,
that
like if
sort of
you can-
play.
If you can get really good from there, the amount of shots you can save without feeling like you've played any better golf is crazy.
Yeah.
Because you can hit. Everyone hits bad shots. It's like how you recover from that.
I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, though, isn't it? That everyone, like even the pros, like scratch golfers or plus golfers, hit the green every time for approaches, and it's not the case, is it?
No,
You just said it then, like
Well,
you miss probably just as many as you actually hit, and it's just about getting up and down.
Well, I saw yesterday in the Solheim Cup, she shanked it. One of the
I know
girls
how she
shanked
feels.
it. I was like, Jesus Christ! But then on the, it's 10 times worse for them because they're on the commentary. They're like, yeah, you know, she shanked it.
They didn't actually say it, though, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They
did
said,
they?
I swear she just shanked it. She went, yeah, it was a pure hosel rocket.
Do you know what I noticed, a bit off piece, but about that Solheim Cup, is the women, everything's a process. Like, I don't notice it with the men as much. Like, everything is a process with the women. It's
What do you
so
mean?
structured. Like, even stuff like lining themselves up was more like, they emphasise it more than the men do. Like, everything, even the putting, like where they were standing, their alignment, everything was like, I've never noticed it when you watch PGA Tour, but this weekend I noticed it more than ever. Just that how much they obviously just work on the fundamentals of everything.
No, it's good to watch though. Like some of the tempos of the swing.
I think the
like,
women is like,
It's
they hit
ridiculous.
it miles
Yeah.
without actually like
Without trying.
without trying, and
Yeah.
that's all because of tempo.
I mean, some of the times the bounces were in their favour, but the balls to go for it, like they were in some situations, over water, and it just like bounces, but then it just slowly curves back to the hole, and you
Yeah,
think,
no, it's-
fair play for going for it.
Looks really good. It's good to watch, and it's sort of like it shows that you don't have to be hitting it miles to put a good score together. Like
Yeah.
you can
No.
just, as coming back to short game, it's like if you have just a really good short game and you keep your long game steady, like you can come in with some really good
Yeah.
scores.
Yeah.
So
I suppose with your injury, you can probably just carry on with your short game without putting
that's
stress
it, yeah,
on it.
So I can still practice. Like I probably abandon my long game right now when I'm injured,
Yeah.
because it's something that I'll always have.
Yeah,
And it's always-
naturally will
it's a
have that.
naturally
Yeah.
I'll have, but obviously a short game. If I was to do nothing for a week, it's all about feel, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
have to be constantly like chipping, hitting balls, and
similar to me. I have no feel. I get up to around like that 50-yard mark, and I have no clue.
Like,
Getting up to that point, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But then it's just literally I'm hitting and hoping.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you've started implementing a little bit more with your feel and stuff like that, but you're playing a lot more than what I am. But I just have no feel whatsoever, so I'm just stepping up and I'm just going for it.
Yeah, that's it. But it's like that's the difference, isn't it? It's like,
And having the confidence to do it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you know you've been practicing it, stepping up, like you said, your mate was in a terrible light, but he's probably practiced out of that. He probably knows what it's coming out like.
Comfortable,
Yeah, he didn't even think about this as a disadvantage.
Such a good mindset that like you look at everything and you think, I'm going to get it up and down. It's literally like having a good short game also has such a mental impact on your long game, because a lot of golfers, you probably find if you got 150 out and you're thinking, well, if I don't hit this green, I'm walking away with bogey.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like I'm thinking, even if I hit a bad shot here, I've still got every chance of getting up and down because I back myself, which then completely takes the pressure off me with my 150 shot, because I'm not worried about the actual outcome with it being a bad outcome, so I can just get up there freely and just swing. And if it is a bad shot, then
do you kind of play towards that in when you play then, like now, do you kind of work it as like, say, like on a par 5 you would play shorter to leave you around that your favourite area of that short game sort of area?
Yeah. You'll always
play for your misses.
I'd probably say play for the misses is the best one. Like when you look at a green, pin position,
which amateurs don't do at all.
No,
do they? Like even I don't really think about where the miss is. Like I'll just hit the green, I'm happy. Like you say, you wouldn't think left or right would favour. Not really, unless someone said it. I don't think I'd go through that process.
I've never hunted for the pin. I've literally just gone centre of the green, centre of the green, and then if I go 5, 6, 7, 8 yards off to the right or to the left, I'm still going to be in and around the green.
No. So like, I'd say like for my course management, I'll always look at like where the pin is, because if you don't want to short side yourself, you want to give yourself as much green to work with. You obviously look for bunkers. You think what is the best place to hit this shot, and where's the, like, do I want to miss this left of the green? Do I want to miss it right of the green?
Slopes and stuff like that.
Is it better to be short? Is it better to be long? And I'll always have a look of, based on the hole, like, obviously if you can see the pin on the hole, obviously some courses you can't if they've got holes that you got greens that aren't in sight, but really you want to know where the pin is, because then you can plan your approach shot beforehand. Because if you've got like a tucked right pin, you want to be further left so that your angle's better. Rather than if you were to go right and then you've got a shot over
something or a short area with not enough to work with.
So I'd say for me, it's not like I don't play for a specific number, because I feel like I get comfortable all number. So I don't have obviously I like a 100-yard shot and I feel really comfortable over that, but it doesn't bother me if I leave 90 yards because I'll just play for a 90-yard shot.
Yeah.
So, but it's more about literally what's going to be the best leave and what's going to give me the best chance at chipping up and down, because no matter how good your short game is, if you leave yourself a really short-sided chip shot out the rough, you're not going to be able to put enough spin on it, and the closest you're going to be able to get it to might be 15 foot if you like hit the best chip shot you possibly can from that position.
Yeah.
Whereas if you miss it left and you've got a bit of green to work with, you can then hit. So that's probably the bit of advice I'd have if anyone is like, just look for the best spot to miss that shot and what's going to give you the best chance of getting up and down.
So like when you go and play in the competitions and things like that, because they're like PGA Tour events, aren't they? So do you go out like the day before, mark up your cards to show where things are?
There'll always be a pin sheet.
Always,
and you can always tell. So you can walk it the day before and you can see what pins are up and
know where to kind of play.
You can like prepare to like where you want to hit the ball, and then you can say like what you can pre-plan. What obviously you can't because the wind, but you'd have a number in mind of what you want to hit off each shot.
Right.
So say you want to hit a 250 shot to leave yourself a 150 in, or you want to go driver to leave yourself a wedge in. So you can pre-plan. Dependent.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
You do that before you even teed off?
So I mean,
you try and visualise what you're trying to do?
A lot of it's about visualisation, really, is like having a clear idea in your head how you're going to play the hole before you've actually...
So you do that the night before, though, would you?
If you got time.
So say you had like your event. When does your like events start? Like the first day?
So it's all different.
It's all different.
Yeah,
Just
it's
so,
just,
so
it's just random days.
is it
It
over
could be anything.
a couple of
It
days?
depends. It depends what you enter. There can be a couple of days. You can have 1 day events. But if you've got time, it's always definitely worth walking the course and like having a look first, because obviously if you're playing a whole blind, it's like you might not know what's going on
Yeah.
up by the green. I think definitely around the green it's very important to know what's going on, like what bunkers are there, what traps, like what type of leaves you're going to keep yourself, but also knowing for your long game, like, you know, whether you're going to favour for the left side of the hole or the right side of the hole, what's going to give you the best chance. So it's always good to, if you get the chance, it's like if you've ever go and play a golf course for the first time and
Which
you
we
play it
do.
again, you normally play better on the second time of playing it, because you sort of,
Unless you're me.
I don't know. They haven't got demons then, though.
To be fair, I always play all right the first time I play it, and if I go back and play it again, I'm not nowhere near as good as when I was first time playing it. Like if we went and back to play Woodall Spa again, I think I'd struggle.
Yeah.
We went there before I played it. I played really well.
so you're just better when you're not thinking about it.
That's probably what it is. That's what it is more than actually the course, isn't it? It's because you're not actually got no expectations.
No expectations.
I kind of just see the field for
Yeah.
what the field is, sort of thing. You know, just hit it and go for it, and that must be why it works all right for me.
I think it'd be good to go back into the actual PGA course. I think we mentioned it on the previous pod. Obviously, it didn't get released, but
Yeah. So how old was you when you decided to go? All right, yeah, I want to be a pro.
So
and what's the process look like?
So it's straight out of school. I was told, I was given the opportunity, and I said, like, would you like to turn pro? And then you sign up. You can say you want to turn pro. There's a few ways you can do it.
And you give up your handicap at that point.
Yeah, you you have to get your handicap to a certain mark.
What is that now?
So mine at the minute, I think, I haven't checked mine in a while, but at the time I think it was near plus.
You have to be plus.
You don't have to be.
Right.
You don't have to be. It's just like, I can't remember the exact number now, what it was at the time, but you lose your handicap and you have to get to a certain standard before you can turn pro.
I think Poulter was like 4, weren't he? I think it was quite well renowned because it was quite high handicap. I think it was one of the higher ones.
4, and then I think he had a good run at the Open, went to Open qualifying, had a really good time, then just went from there.
Yeah.
And that's also how quickly things can take off in golf. It's like if you have a hot streak or you're playing well, like you can
be in the right place at the right time.
Be at the right place at the right time and play your best golf at the right places, and it can take off. But I chose to, so I turned pro, would have been a year straight out of school. And I knew it was something that I wanted to do. So like, this is definitely what I want to give it to. And then you can go down the PGA route if you want to, because I wanted to also coach as well. It sort of gives you another, with the PGA, it gives you so many like options, like because it doesn't have to be just playing. Like you can be a club fitter, or you can do like, for me it was always coaching. I was only
you still have to be a low handicap to do that, would you?
Yeah.
To get in.
Yeah. So there's loads of options you can take for that, but I knew I wanted to do it for coaching.
Right.
As it's like, it's another option. It's like I quite enjoy coaching.
It's a good fallback sort of thing.
Yeah, it's something you can.
And you can teach yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You learn a lot about your game. But so yeah, I did that, and it's it's been good. It's been interesting. You learn a lot about the game.
So how much is like the course like to do it, and where have you got to go for
it's
it?
Basically, so the PGA you can fund it yourself, or you can also take it as like a student loan.
Okay.
So most of it's done like you'll do residentials at the Belfry, but you can actually take it as a student loan, so you don't need the money up front to like if you want to start the course. I think it's something like it's £4,000 per year, and then so it's like a 3-year.
Wow, so it's like an actual proper degree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's set out like a foundation degree, so you don't, because obviously they understand that these people are golfers and they're going to have busy schedules, so it's not a full-on uni course, but you're basically studying to be able to be qualified to then coach. But also, you don't need to be PGA to actually coach. It's like,
is it more of a selling point, is it, or is it like a platform?
Yeah, I think it's sort of like a.
It's nice to say I'm a PGA
like
coach.
a brownie point sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess it could look
validation for yourself.
Validation.
Yeah.
Say, look, I've been through this qualification, and I've done this to be a golf coach. So. Yeah, there's like loads of things in the residentials. You go to the Belfry for a week and you do loads of different things, and things that I thought that I wouldn't really like be interested in, that I actually found I did find interesting, like club building. Like I've never really learned much about actual club building. I've always had built for me by
Yeah, I
someone
think that'd be
else.
quite interesting. I quite like that.
Whereas actually, like, I really enjoyed it. You basically make like a 7-iron from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, they just give you all the parts and you put it together. And I actually found that like really, really interesting.
Did you find that helped your game and building your bag up?
Yeah. I was thinking. I think I changed the club after that week. I was thinking, made me think I'd like went and put a 2 hybrid in the bag. I was like, yeah, I think I need one of these in the bag, and then soon turned to be my favourite club. So no,
It's because you built it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I trust myself. I wasn't amazing at club building. You know, my head might come off when I swing it, but.
So you have to do their modules, do you?
Yeah. So you have to do their modules.
Did you need to have any grades or anything to get into it?
You have to be good at golf, mate. So you're
And that's
screwed.
literally
I think you had to have a certain amount of
like maths and English sort of thing.
So you had
Probably
to have,
like the
you had
entry
to have
level, innit?
qualifications to go.
I'm out.
Crap at golf and Vic. No, done.
Damn it.
You can be a coach though without being a pro, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Still got the dream still alive. Don't worry.
For what? Maths, English, or
Maybe you should do them all. Try and get to a 4 handicap.
yeah. Okay. How about I just try and get on the golf course first?
That's true.
But no, yeah. So is it like it can be really interesting, and then like there's loads of stuff that helps your game. You learn how to become a better coach and stuff.
Is everyone young age? Are they? Was there all mixed ages? Was there any like older people?
It was loads of mixed ages. There was like.
How old are we talking?
A large majority of the people are obviously like younger people starting off in
18 to 20, I imagine.
Yeah, sort of like actually some a little bit later.
Right.
So like I'd probably say the average age was like 25, but then you also have some people that are coming straight out of school. But then you'd also have like I remember we were on the Belfry week and like we went to the bar after one night and we were talking about like where we're
Jesus
from,
Christ.
what we were doing, and
There goes your student loan. I've heard them stories.
no, yeah,
It's meant to be mental, that bar, isn't it? That bar's meant to be class.
Belfry? Yeah, it's nice, good bar to be fair.
Yeah.
But there was one guy that was like a retired police officer that was like 45, and he was playing good golf, and he just thought, I just want to help people coach. So
Got my full pension. I'm just going to do this. Why not?
Fair play.
Fair play to him.
Yeah,
There's hope for us yet.
But yeah, people still like they'll join the course for loads of different reasons. Like, not everyone wants to play, and that's.
So how much time does that take up, like day to day? Then do you have to do like modules to send back,
Not
or
a great deal? You have a little bit of coursework, but it's not very time consuming. I think they make it that way because they know people are like people are busy, and like people are gonna, and they also they run the course like from October to March. So like when the golf season is off,
actually quite clever.
It's like
you don't want to all summer, do you?
Range work and stuff like that. I suppose.
You're not doing it when you're peak season, so it's something you have to worry about. So they do help you out in that way.
Yeah.
Do they like test you again, like because you have to do like a playing? Do you have to still do like a playing lesson to get in, or a handicap to get in?
They used to do a playability test.
Yeah, like 2 days, wasn't it?
It was a 2-day thing. You had to come in. I think the score was like 15 over, and for 2 days,
we're out
on 1 hole.
But I think it was like people were surprised because obviously if there's a lot of pressure.
I was going to say
there's obviously a lot of pressure to get it done, and actually like
your whole livelihood's on this basically, isn't it?
Well, otherwise you have to come back the next year.
Yeah, but you're not going to be any less pressure the next year, are you? It's going to be worse.
So it's like you'll have scratch golfers that are feeling pretty nervous about, they wouldn't have shot over 7 overall season, but all it takes is one bad hole, and then you can really like.
Because I remember what you saying when we did the podcast before, that it's not just people like in our country, it's people from all over the world.
People come from everywhere,
And I was thinking to myself then, Jesus Christ, imagine having that fucking pressure on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for these residentials, people come from loads of.
I bet they charge them a lot more as well.
I don't actually know, but.
Well, I suppose they will have to stay in the digs and everything else, so it must be a completely different package for them from what it would be for like you.
Yeah.
Well, I know it is for uni, isn't it? It's dearer.
But yeah, so you literally got people coming in from like, them residential weeks, people flying in the morning. I've only had about an hour and a half drive, and people are like catching flights, and they've been
That's mental, isn't it?
Like, since
you would think there would just be more of these sort of what was it classed as, an academy, or is it school, or what is it?
Yeah, it's like an academy really.
So you would think they would have like more of them around the world.
Yeah, no, but they literally
especially with like how the popularity of golf is now.
Literally just based in.
I suppose it's all under the PGA
Belfry.
though, isn't it?
Belfry. Yeah.
So who else would run it? It's only going to be the PGA that run it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but you would think that the PGA would have places like in the States,
Yeah, or Japan,
or Japan, or just somewhere that is more approachable. You know, for like for Belfry for us, yeah, you've got all of Great Britain. I suppose Europe, push could come to it, but then that's only like a few hour flight. but when you've got American coming over here, that's like 9 to 12 hour flights. You think, fucking hell, that's a lot. And you spend.
It wasn't loads of people, but sort of like there was a certain few like travelling quite a long way for the course. So
that's fucking pressure on you, isn't it?
So yeah, imagine paying all that money to get it, and then you want to shoot 15 over on the first day. You'd be gutted.
I wouldn't go home.
Stay there for another year.
Going to the person who's like funded it for you, saying, "Yeah, I cocked up. Sorry."
Do they even have caddies or anything? You're allowed a caddy at that point?
No, I think you just go out.
Because that'd settle you a little bit, wouldn't it? If you had someone you knew, just talking you through it a little bit.
Is that a part of the course, caddying?
No. So you don't learn.
Is there a course for like caddy?
That'd be good, wouldn't
it? I actually don't think there is. It's sort of like you'll have like local caddies from local courses, which are normally like members that have played there for years.
Yeah.
So they'll like.
You get that more in America though, don't you? Where you can hire a caddy and that.
You don't really get it here unless you get really nice courses. I know more links courses have caddies over here, don't they?
I don't think I've been to one over here. If they've got like an event going and they know it's going to happen, then people that say have been members there for 20 years can put themselves forward and
as
say,
like a volunteer sort of thing.
And they can say, look, I've played here for 20 years.
Yeah.
If you want to use me as a caddy, you can.
Yeah. Because so I bet a lot of people did that.
They just know the course like the back of their hand.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people did that at the when Justin Rose had that women's tournament at John O'Gaunt. I bet they put that up because there would be a lot of because I think that was like a mixture of like professionals and then like people like amateur professionals as such. And I'd much rather have like someone who's been playing that course for 20 odd years and knows everything as a rookie coming into it. 100%.
But some people can choose to have like caddies that they don't know. Some people like to choose caddies that they have like no idea about golf, and then it's just someone that's there to walk around with them and make them feel comfortable.
What do you use?
It always changes. To be fair, it's always been like my old man.
Oh really?
Yeah, my old man's always been like walking. Like, and he'd always even when we were young, we'd like literally just be like walking around golf. He'd be talking shots to me. But
what do you want out of your caddy though? Do you want that caddy to be like saying, "I don't think you should be doing that," or would you rather just them being that support case of just trying to be that carrying the bag, just take your mind off of things to not let you get too in depth?
With my dad, it was just like I think it was like I've always. It's like I'm looking for like if I hit a good shot, I just want him to tell me it's a good shot, and it's like, and if I hit a bad shot, he tells me it's a bad shot, but then if he tells me not to worry about it, then I feel a little bit better about it, and it's sort of like I don't want him to tell me how to play it,
how to do it, just
because it's sort of like
I want
to be doing what's instinct and what I look at and what I'm doing. I'm not going to try and do something that he's.
What if you're visualising and you don't want to be told something different, do you? You see the shot anyway, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like so. But it's just sort of someone that, so like even when I was
just more of a distraction like from the game.
Like when I'd always go out and my dad, like, part of it's like trying to
impress
him and like be there. But then also when it's going bad, it's also someone that can make you feel pretty chilled. And
I don't think I could be that sort of. I think I'd be the sort of caddy that would be like what Bob does for Fat Perez when he caddies for him, just a massive distraction from it completely. Like I'd caddy for you, just being like, "So what are we having for dinner?"
Or you'll be like, "I'm hungry."
I'll be talking to the cart girl going around.
Excuse me, what's at the halfway house?
Regan, do you want something over there, mate?
Regan, wait a minute.
They've got Snickers.
No, that's it. But then I've also had like loads of mates that have go like, "Oh yeah, can we have a few of my best mates that go, oh yeah, I'll caddy for you, and then it's like, if me and my best mate go out there and I hit a bad shot, it's like, firstly we'll either end up fighting
or start laughing at you,
or like we'll just be laughing together. It just won't be like a.
Yeah. It's a hard balance.
I suppose with your dad now, it's more like this time to switch on as well. Like it's actually, like you say, if you went out with your mate, if you're playing terrible, you end up just going to be messing around, didn't you? Like, oh, write this off, and we'll just piss around now.
You either really fall out and it's like quite tense, or you
a bit frosty,
or you hit one out of bounds and you both start laughing at each other. It's sort of like so.
It can go either way, couldn't it? It can either go that jokey way where you take the piss out of each other and turn it into a laugh, or it's like you're focused on it, and he's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He's still taking the piss, sort of thing. And you're like, I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
So where are you with the course now? Is it all done, or is it still
Literally
got?
just like just first year, and then
Yeah.
like you just keep working until you're fully done.
Right.
It doesn't really make a massive difference. It's good to say that you finished the course, obviously, but it doesn't.
Do you recommend
It
people
doesn't-
do it or not? Overall,
Yeah, I would say it's definitely something that you should look into, especially if you just like enjoy the game of golf and your handicap's low enough. It can open a lot of opportunities, and
I suppose you meet a lot of people there as well in different fields, like you say, with club
loads-
fitters and people, different people like that.
Loads of people with loads of different journeys. So it's good for that, like a networking sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
You know, talking to people, find out their backgrounds, what golf is to them, and
Yeah.
sort of. So it's quite insightful in that way. But no, I definitely recommend it. Anyone that just enjoys the game and wants a career in the game, it doesn't have to be playing, coaching, but there's loads of other stuff you can do that that can give you like some people want a job in golf and it will give you that. It's sort of like a,
Do they do any like media things there? Do they cover any media stuff?
no, they sort of said about how you promote yourself on
Yeah.
like Instagram and stuff, and how you.
Do you think they'd do that now? Like, if someone did actually make it, it's a different world in itself, isn't it? How to be with the media and how to
Yeah,
handle
it's
yourself and carry yourself.
PGA don't really care about that, do they? They care about.
It's all under their umbrella, though, isn't it?
They definitely there was definitely a bit about it, about how you like market yourself and how you advertise and how you sort of how the game's changed, because obviously 20 years ago social media
Yeah,
you'd never have
that's what I mean.
advertised there, so they do have to change for that, but so they put parts about how you like you gain followers, or you
Yeah.
if
I mean,
you
look
want
at,
to, if you want to
Liv.
promote lessons, you do that, and using it as a tool to enhance your golf in a way. So they do focus on that a bit. But
I think Liv have really stamped that home, haven't they? Since they've come on, they're very push social media. They're always posting. They've all got their own channels and stuff like that, and the club shops for their own teams and YouTube channels and stuff like that. So I mean, Poulter was always quite a big personality on Instagram and Twitter and all of that, weren't he? So.
But no, it's definitely something that's changing in the game, and obviously just because of the way that social media is at the minute, like it can also become another income source if you for sponsors, for.
I think it's like even like people. Bryson's obviously the top of his game, but look how much love he gets now by having his own YouTube channel. It's it's totally changed everyone's perspective of him now, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Like everyone loves him now.
I think
2 or 3 years ago, everyone couldn't stand him.
We were saying on a previous podcast, I think over the time of them being in the game, actually changing the game for the better, I would say Bryson's probably done more than what Tiger's done. I think Tiger's done it more from a standpoint of just like winning, but actually trying to change the game and how people engage in. That's it, engage into it.
It's easier to engage people on like those YouTube channels, because you just see them. It's more as not just as a golfer, but also as a personality, and obviously people will connect with a personality. Obviously, watching Tiger play amazing,
and it's their
golf is great.
mindsets as well. Like, I mean, he did that video when Rick Shields went out to him, and they were in the bunker, and it was just they weren't doing a lesson in the bunker, but he said it's a good visual aid to see where your ball striking is.
Yeah,
he drew a line in the thing, and then he was just like, right, I want that line to still be there. And, and he stepped up, did 10 shots in the bunker, and you could still see the line after clearly where Rick was.
No, it's definitely a way to engage with people and sort of like give you a bit about your personality as well, because people connect to that as well.
Yeah.
If people like your personality, they'll tend to engage.
people want to come
with you
along
more.
for the journey as well, don't they? They want
Yeah.
to be there for part of the journey as well, to feel like they're part of it. That's what I think Bryson's done so well now, because he actually brings people in, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He actually shows you part of his life that you don't see anywhere else.
Well, it's kind of like what we were planning to do with you, weren't it? We were looking to try and get out to some of your tournaments and just do some footage and stuff like that. But unfortunately, the injuries happened and stuff like that. But it just gives us more time for next year to be able to plan it a bit better and do it that way.
Sounds good. So what's looking forward to now then? What's the next? Just rehab? Get back for next year?
Just get back to 100% and then and go from there. That's really where my big focus is just getting back to full fitness. Is really
Back to playing.
that's it. Just back to sort of enjoying it. Really, it's like obviously it's quite tough to to not feel like you're 100%.
Yeah.
And obviously that's something you have to, you sort out. Obviously I'm lucky, have loads of people around me, which is great. But obviously it can be frustrating when you feel like you're playing good golf and it's like you are struggling with injuries. But no, just fully focused on getting back to 100%.
Do you think you'll go away early part of next year to try and get some warm weather? Or?
Yeah, no, I'm always looking to go away.
Yeah.
Obviously, this
We've got to talk about your hole-in-one before we go as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, that's
We'll put that clip. Have we got the photo, haven't we, I think
we've got the photo, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Talk us through that then.
Wow, hole-in-one, yeah. So
that's it. End on a positive.
Where was I? I was in Portugal, playing in Faro, just north of Faro, playing at Praia del Rey. Gorgeous course, right on the ocean.
Lovely.
And
painting the scene, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I'll also, this is actually a great thing because I've never told anyone this. Literally only told people about the hole-in-one. But so we started on the 10th. It's the 11th hole, but as I was playing, it was the second, and
Right.
And people were going. So I made the first hole. I actually made a 7 on the par 5. So I was 2 over.
I can relate to that.
So I was 2 over through the first hole.
Wow.
And my hole-in-one got me back to even par, but everyone obviously must have been going, oh, wicked. 2 under. What are you under through 2 holes? I went, yeah, double bogeyed the first. So actually, my hole-in-one only took me to even. But no, it was really.
What was the shot? What was the yardage? Talk us through it.
It's an uphill. It's honestly, I think, one of the hardest par 3s,
Of course.
you can play. And I've played and I've looked at, because it's like, it was 180 yards uphill, and you can only just see the top of the flag.
So playing 200 uphill.
Uphill, and I stood on the tee, and I had a 6-iron in my hand, and
coming off a double bogey.
I was looking up literally about this thingy, so I'm thinking, oh gosh, here we go. I was like, brilliant, probably make a double here, 4-0 through 2, brilliant, this is just great. Had a 6-iron in my hand, and I took my practice swings, and I just got over the ball and I went, nah, it's not a 6-iron. So I literally put my 6-iron back in the bag, pulled my 7, I went, this has to be a 7, it just feels right. And I hit this, and I flushed it straight at the pin. And I said to my mate
You
Isaac,
couldn't see it going then?
no, couldn't see it going in. So it was brutal. Like I said,
Oh
I don't know if I'd like that though. I think I'd have to.
I'd want to know.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm saying with how it was like.
Was you in a buggy?
No, we were walking.
Oh my god!
We were walking, and
You weren't on that one.
I actually made a joke to my mate Isaac and Ben, who I was with, and I hit it straight at the hole, and I went, yeah, lads, put me down for a 1. I went, yeah, you can put me down for a 1. Obviously joking, having no idea it's gone in the hole.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I've hit it straight at the flag, and I went, yeah, cheers, boys, that would just be a 1 for me.
Brilliant.
As we're walking up, 1 ball's left, 1
Thinking
ball's
yours
long.
is long.
And I was thinking, I can't have gone long there with a 7-iron in my hand from 200 yards. And also
Was the heart started beating yet,
but
though?
my mate went long. And then we literally just come over the brow of the hill, and I see my pitch mark. My pitch mark is about 8 foot from the flag, like straight in line with the pin. And I turn around. I was the first one up the hill, and I go back. I go, boys, I think this might be in the hole. I said, genuinely think this might be. There's only 2 balls up here, and my pitch mark is 8 foot from the flag. And I walk over, and there it was in the bottom of the cup.
What a
Yeah, I bet
It
feeling.
was brilliant.
You all just lost it.
Yeah, we all went mental. It was amazing. And
There's probably not many times you celebrate a hole-in-one actually on the green, is there? Because
Well,
you're
that
already
was it.
jumping around on
Yeah.
the tee box.
well, that was it. I pulled the ball out of a hole, raised it in the air. I was giving it the old fist bumps, and there was people down below. Obviously, the par 5 that we played because it was uphill. They've seen us. They're cheering up to me. They're going
Brilliant,
like
isn't
this.
it?
And
Did you have to pay for the beers?
yes, yeah, that was expensive. Especially in the Marriott hotel. I don't know what it was, but like €8.
You thought you were back at the Belfry?
At €8 a pint, I wish I didn't scream at the top of the hill.
Jesus
saying I made
Christ.
it.
You're the one that made the hole-in-one. I'll have a beer.
Brilliant. You're the one screaming at the
tab.
top of the hole-in-one. I was like, yeah, brilliant. But
What a
then
feeling,
also the next hole, I had such an adrenaline rush. The hole-in-one ball, I didn't even think. I pegged it up, like, to go and play again. And it was only like I was just gone through my shot routine, and my mate went, Regan, you have changed balls, right? You're not hitting your hole-in-one ball. And I went, Oh no, that is my hole in
Oh
one ball.
my God.
So, and like,
You owe that guy a lot of beers.
Yeah.
and this par 5 is like really tight. You've got water left, water right. If I would have lost that ball,
Yeah.
I would still be there now, swimming for it, trying to find it.
Is that your first ever hole in one?
First ever hole in one?
Oh my God.
I've like holed out.
If
loads
you
of
had lost that
times.
ball, I would have hit you. I would have
yeah.
flew out to
Yeah,
Portugal.
so I literally had it pegged up, and I was like,
Oh
mate
my
just
God.
my mate just went, you have changed your ball, right? Like, that's not your hole in one ball. And I went, no, actually, no, that is my hole in one ball. So
Oh
quickly
my
took it off
God.
my peg,
Jesus. You
stuck
know you'd
it
have lost that off the tee as
stuck
well
it
because
in
you
my
wouldn't have been
bag.
thinking.
Yeah, I bet you couldn't even hold a golf club, could you?
Were you shaking, was you?
To be fair, yeah, I was, but then
Adrenaline.
also like I was just like so buzzing. I was like,
Yeah. Let's get in now and have some beers.
like, I literally just,
How was that tee shot after though?
I ripped it. I was buzzing. I think after the hole in one, I went like birdie, birdie, birdie. I was like,
I thought you'd go the other way because you're
I
not
thought
concentrating.
Because your adrenaline's
Yeah,
going,
you don't
you're
care
just
anymore.
slicing it,
Yeah.
looking at everything.
I was buzzing, but no, that was really special, especially like doing it in Portugal, and like I was on my phone texting. I think the first person I texted was my grandma.
Was it really?
Me. Yeah, I said, "Grandma, I did it.
This was for you."
Did this first hole in one." She was like, and then just texted all the family. Like my dad was buzzing, and
That's the highlight of the season, then.
Yeah, like literally text the family, and that was so yeah, that was really good, and obviously like, just want to make another one now.
I'd like to make one. You've made one, haven't you?
No.
Poor
I've made
Matt.
like a net hole in one.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can count that. If
I'm,
you want.
I'm counting it.
definitely not.
I'm counting it.
So one hole in one between the three of us then. We're doing all right.
Doing all right.
We'll claim Regan's hole in one. All square apparel. Hole in one. One for the board.
But no, yeah, that was really special. Like just an awesome feeling, because obviously I like hold out on par 4s, par 5s. I've hit flags on par 3s. I've lipped out on par 3s, and it just finally happened. I was just like absolutely buzzing.
You've always
That's
got that
awesome.
story as well, innit? You've always got that story when someone says, "Have you got hole in one?" Like, yep.
To be fair, a lot of people like ask it. It's a question you get asked a lot, especially if you're like coaching or you're playing with someone for the first time and you tell them you're a player. Go, have you ever got a hole in one?
Like, do you realise how hard it is to get one? Yeah.
And before that, I could never say no, but now I just go, yeah, got one in Portugal. Yeah, yeah, it's good that. So no,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Good stuff.
It's just fluke though, isn't it? It's pure.
How dare he say that?
Pure fluke. I'm
Completely
sorry.
taking it away from
Yeah.
it, flushed it
He just
straight
said
and
he's
said,
hit a flush 7-iron
No,
straight
do
at
it
the
again.
flag.
Obviously,
Do it again.
obviously the odds-
Right now.
Obviously, I think there is an element of luck involved because it's obviously such a.
He's just jealous, Regan. He's just jealous. Don't rise to it.
I'm jealous of everything. The fact that he can play golf, swing a golf club,
He ain't got
hole in
mental
one.
demons.
No, yeah, soon. I reckon one soon. Out of 3 of us, someone's getting one.
Be nice to have it on camera. Not the way I shanked off 2.
It can't be me because I'm not playing.
Yeah, but you'll come back just for that.
Just for the hole in one.
I nearly had one, didn't I? The Captain's Day.
Captain's Day, you did. You
Yeah.
were that far, weren't you?
That was the closest I've been, I think.
With your bad back.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to go through before we wrap it up?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think we pretty much. What's your golf clubs? What golf clubs you got?
Golf clubs, basically mainly a Titleist bag.
Is it
Yeah.
new
so-
Titleists?
Yeah, so I play with a T100S.
Okay.
Driver's Titleist. I've actually stuck with a Freewood that I've played for a few years now, which is Cobra, but I don't feel like changing that anytime soon.
What is it?
I
Cobra
Is that like your
love it.
go-to?
It's a speed zone.
They're the ones that you
It's,
like, weren't they?
No, I like the F9.
I thought
Yeah, it's not an F9, but no, it's literally something I've hit for a while and I absolutely love it. So I don't feel like changing it. I go through a few putters. You know, at the minute I'm using an Odyssey Jailbird Cruiser, which
Okay.
is like a little bit of a longer putter, which is a bit different. Not sure yet if I really like it yet, but I've got a few putters at home which are sort of like
Again, it's all
switch
about
back
your
through.
feel,
Like,
isn't it?
I've been through blades, mallets. It's all feel, and like once you get one that you really like, you sort of stick with it. So,
Yeah.
So we're gonna give the Jailbird a little try. And
Pro
then
V1
just-
ball.
So yeah, I sort of change up. I like a Callaway, like a Callaway ball.
What Chrome Soft?
Yeah,
Triple track.
yeah, I do like a Callaway.
I like how soft it is.
Sometimes I can hit a Pro V a bit too spinny. Like it would just fly.
I think
up.
they're really hard. Not that I'm good enough to play a Pro V, but I think they feel really hard when you play a Pro V, like in your hands. Like,
Yeah.
And the colourway's not like that at all.
Yeah, no, I just spin it a bit too much. So if it's ever windy, it just gets taken. So I need something that like is a bit of a lower spinning ball, so it just flies through the wind a little bit better.
So on your like course, do you get a chance to try different clubs? Do they have other clubs there
Yeah, you can.
that you can try?
Most of it was Ping that they were letting.
What
you
is it
try
in the
out.
Belfast? I think it's tailor-made, isn't it, though?
Nah, Ping is.
Is it?
Is it, mate?
It's all.
I
It
thought
was
they
all
had like
Ping.
I thought they had like a tailor-made performance thing at the Belfry.
They might do, but what they had us using all week was.
So
was
they're
Ping
basically
stuff.
sponsoring them.
Yeah, but I didn't really get along with any of the stuff. I'm quite religious, and if I like something, I won't change it.
Yeah.
I won't change it if it's not necessary. You know, if I'm getting along with it and I've got a nice like 2 hybrid, 2 iron, you know, that I'll change depending on what course I'm playing. But other than that, I just try to keep it quite simple.
Do people change their clubs a lot? Like your level? Do they change them like every season?
It's a preference thing.
Yeah.
It's more about what course you're going to be playing. Like if you're playing a link style course, you probably the main core of your bag would stay the same, but you might choose to change out a 5 wood for a 2 iron.
Yeah, just so
Let's
that,
say
yeah, don't want
something
to float it
that
out.
will give you a bit of an advantage. But
Yeah.
but no, I like to keep mine pretty similar. Just like to get comfortable with all my clubs and feel good with all of them, and then
Yeah.
just keep them like that.
We were saying in the last podcast, like, do you have like one club that is your go-to no matter what? And you said that you didn't have one. I have my 3 iron, which is a Nike NDS 3
Get out of
iron,
jail.
and like if anything happened, I would chip with it, I would putt with it, everything with it. Have you got your club that you would choose as your
I don't
go-to?
have like a make or model. I have like a comfort club, which is a 7 iron.
7
I
iron.
just love a 7
Just
iron.
because you practice with it before, or is it?
It's the first club that I ever got. Basically, my dad brought my first club. It was a US Kids Golf 7 iron, and that's all that I was allowed to use until I got good enough. And then he said he'd get me some more clubs. So it's always been one of them clubs that I've just always enjoyed.
It's got a nice feeling when
using.
you see it.
But I'm not really like with the make and model. I'm not really like a. I think I could feel like I could play with any sort of make or model. I wouldn't want to put it down to the clubs. Is where my mindset is. So I don't have like a. But 7 iron is definitely a comfort.
Like if you had to play golf with your bag that you've got at the moment, one club to play the whole round with, what would it be?
7.
Your 7.
Yeah, 100%.
There you go.
Yeah, I actually did that the other. Must have been like a few weeks ago. But playing with a few friends, and I couldn't carry a bag with me, so I just took a 7 iron out and 2 balls with me.
Go on, tell us your shot level, pal.
No, I actually like, I didn't. I shot a couple over, but it was a good test to have.
Oh, you're rubbish.
So like putted with the 7 iron as well, so it was pretty.
How
good.
many holes are we talking?
We just played 9 holes, but I think I had 4 pars, so it's like I was pretty buzzing with that.
So basically, you'd beat us with just the 7 iron.
Maybe we should do that.
No, that's not good for confidence, is it? Gary, you can take him down.
Oh yeah, me that doesn't play.
You do the long game, I'll do the short game. We'll beat him.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do
we'll
that.
try that. That'll be one of our videos that we do when you're fit and healthy. How many
Yeah.
holes?
Okay.
1. We do a free hole.
3-hole match. You with just your 7 iron,
We got both full bags.
and me and Scott playing a full bag. Alternate shots.
Look forward to it.
We'll lose.
You're on.
Oh, we're gonna get absolutely mullered.
No, you'll be alright.
I think that'd be a good one. We'll do that.
Yeah, considering his 7 iron goes the same distance as our driver, most probably.
Yeah.
So, but no, I appreciate you coming back on, mate, and
Yeah,
I'm glad that
that's
we
right.
managed to get this back in the bag after the
no.
cock up of the last one.
Hopefully, it's all good.
But I'll say, like, if you guys want to reach out to Regan, we'll put all his socials in on the comments below and that, and I'll take it if they want lessons and that, and you're in the Bedfordshire area,
Just let me know.
reach out to him.
Yeah,
And-
wicked.
So,
Cheers, boys.
no, it was good to have you on, mate, and giving a good insight to what it's like to be a PGA pro.
Cheers.
I think
stuff
people
like
find
that.
it really interesting because I don't think it's talked about a lot, really. I haven't seen anything anywhere that actually goes into detail about what the course is and what you have to do. But like I say, we'll put all Regan's details and
Yeah.
description. And then, thanks very much for watching,
Yeah,
guys.
cheers, guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care.